Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another wonderful Wednesday edition of Paranormal Brew. I'm your host, Taryn, and we are live every Wednesday I'm live every Wednesday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern. Tonight I have a really special guest, and I'm doing something new with this one because I was on a show on Monday and they did this, and you know what? I thought it was pretty cool. We all take the time to write bios, if you will, and I usually just use them in the description, but I think it's a good idea to start sharing the bio so that people know before they come on. So I'm just gonna read this. So excuse me for a moment. So I'm gonna read. So my guest tonight, Matt Warner, who is founder of the Warner Paranormal Preservation Society, was born and raised within the Bridgewater Triangle in southern Massachusetts. Matt Warner has had paranormal experiences since childhood and has been investigating for over 20 years. An avid fan of horror movies from a young age, this led to an interest in the paranormal. With the advent of paratelevision, such as Unsolved Mysteries, great show, I never missed an episode. Sightings, loved it. Then later on, Ghost Hunters, loved it. He realized there were avenues to explore within the field that he wasn't alone. A skeptical believer, Matt needs to see tangible evidence to support claims of haunting activity. Sorry. With a passion for history and architecture, he is drawn to the abandoned and decrepit and enjoys urban exploration and photography also. In November of 2019, Warner Paranormal Explorers was born, and he assembled a close-knit team of friends to tackle all things paranormal. And then in January of 2021, he launched Warner Paranormal Preservation Society, a collective of individuals whose sole purpose is historical preservation of active locations. Currently, the society operates Hartsuff Hall and the House of Hirt and Payne. So you can all find Matt. I shared his the Warner Paranormal Preservation Society's link in the bio. So please go and like and follow them. And I'm waiting for this to come on. So without further ado, I am going to bring on my lovely, handsome guest. How's that?
Right?
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. I switched up the mood lighting. And you're probably like, what the hell's going on? But the creative space lends the green light in here is perfect. So
yes. So I have a question for you. You have posted a while back about 2 chairs in your living room or something like that. And you had a certain pattern on one and a different pattern on the other. And I said, Matt, that pattern is fabulous. Put it on both chairs. Did you ever do it?
No.
Oh.
Listen, I bought it on Temu for like a penny, and now it's like $20, and I can't justify it right now. I'm waiting for them to continually send me those cheap ass deals that they like to do at like 3 a.m. when I'm scrolling Doom one. And once it's a penny again, I'll get the other one.
That's awesome. I was like, that is the best. I literally sent you pictures of that pattern throughout my entire house. I love it.
Well, and like I said to you, like I didn't know, obviously it's Temu, so I didn't know if it was even going to fit, and it kind of doesn't really fit, but I made it work, and no one sits in it anyways except one of my haunted dolls, so it's like, it's not bothering anybody, but the other one does need the cover.
Yeah, that'd be really cool. I love it. All right, so let's jump in. People are saying hi already. Kristen,
Hi,
hottie.
Kristen. That's troublemaker right there. She's
She's
the
a
one got
hot
me going.
she's a hot troublemaker. I used to say this even when I thought I didn't like her. She was hot.
Fair enough.
Now I love her and she's even hotter.
Good people.
She is. Destination Spooky, what's up there, brother?
Hello, hello.
Love him too. Hey Matt. Yes, double trouble time.
It's Woo Wednesday. We couldn't have it any other way.
Woo Wednesday, thank you. Yeah. We share this connection there. I love Wu-Tang. They were my favorite back in the day. They still remain my favorite. I love them.
Yep, same here.
All right, so let's get started back. I mean, when you were younger, I know you said that you watched the shows and stuff. Did you have paranormal experiences when you were younger, or was it just the shows and stuff like that that had you intrigued? Oh,
Goddamn. That was like a little gnat fucking thing. I don't know where it came from.
I know that was coming. I went.
No, so growing up, right next door to me, my grandparents lived next door, and their house was haunted. So it was one of those things that was always accepted in my family, that ghosts were real. It wasn't one of those hush hush things. I know a lot of people grow up around people that don't accept it, and I actually never had any experience in my grandparents' house. It was kind of creepy, but I never had anything there. And as I got older, I started to try to figure out what it was, and I think it was my great grandmother because she had passed away in that house. And as a kid, they always used to just call the ghost Casper. They said, "Oh, Casper was doing this," and they would tell me what was happening. But I never had any experiences in the house. But that Nana that lived next door, she was one of those people that she would buy you anything you wanted at any point. Like it could be every day was Christmas with Nana because I could ask her for anything and she would buy it. And
Cool.
and I love that about her. Like obviously, I was super duper spoiled. I was the oldest grandchild. I was the first one, so
Me
I
too.
took advantage of all that, and we'd go to like Kmart, Bradley's, Caldor's, all these places that people watch like, what the hell are those stores? And I would ask her to buy me. I remember I had her buy me the Blizzard of Oz record. I didn't even know what that shit was back then, but I was like, this looks really cool. Like, let me get this Ozzy record. And she also bought me the VHS tape of this movie called The Ghoulies. And The Ghoulies, as an adult, it's a horrible, terrible movie that is just not good. But as a kid, it scared the crap out of me. Hey, Kenny. And I remember watching that movie, and there's like these creatures, and they come out of the toilet at you, basically. And I remember I was like scared to use the toilet for a few days, and I couldn't let my mother know that I was scared of using the toilet because then she'd be mad. Nana was buying me things, and they say Nana don't buy things, and I didn't want to ruin
True.
that. So I had to kind of hide it. But yeah, she always bought me whatever I wanted, so I always had access to those types of things, and we would watch scary movies and things like that together. And obviously, Ghostbusters came out when I was really little, and at that point in time, you don't think now as we do all this stuff, we're like, wow, that movie was really ahead of its time in
Yeah,
terms of what they're trying to do.
sure.
Um, but so it started as a love of horror, accepting the paranormal, and then as I got a little bit older, Unsolved Mysteries would have like that Halloween special every year of the ghost stuff. And Robert Stack could literally read a recipe for bread, and it's terrifying. That
Okay.
man's voice was everything.
I'm gonna tell you this right now, though. I don't even know how old I was when that show came out. I was pretty young. I was probably like I was pretty young. I had a crush on Robert Stack. That man was like 70 years old. The show.
It was the trench coat, wasn't it?
I don't know. I had a crush on him. I wouldn't miss an episode. I love that show. Go ahead.
It was a really good show. And man, it was so fun. And then the show Sightings came out, and
Yeah.
that was more like, oh, okay, now people are having all kinds of weird stuff going on. This was pre-internet, so I read a lot of books back then. I'd go to the library. I would ask for books about the weird stuff, the ghosts and everything. I had all the Hans Holzer books. I had a lot of the Warrens books, and I still have them. You don't lose that kind of stuff. So I was soaking up as much as I could about horror and ghosts. I had a huge Stephen King collection. So I was always engrossing myself in that. And then, Ghost Hunters comes out. It's like, holy shit, like I'm not as weird as I thought I am, or at least there's other weirdos out there.
Mhm.
And I started realizing we can actually do something with this, and there's ways to go about investigating ghosts versus just walking around talking to them. So that was instrumental in my growth to do what I do today.
Yeah. Well, and do you know there's not one guest that I don't have on that doesn't credit ghost hunters for the passion that we have. There's two types of people that are in this field. Well, there's more than that, but I'm just going to say a general, not,
Yeah.
the people that grew up doing this and watching ghost hunters, and then you have the people that grew up watching ghost adventures. Two totally different type of investigators.
And two different generations too.
Yes. So you can see the difference in the style. You know who watched Ghost Hunters and you know who watched Ghost Adventures.
And now we're gonna be stuck with the people that watch the fake YouTube people.
Exactly. Well, the fake YouTube people stem from Ghost Adventures. Sorry, no offense to anybody that likes Ghost Adventures. That's my opinion. I'm just saying.
So as a person who grew up with ghost hunters, and then I still do really enjoy Ghost Adventures when it's on. I like the older episodes.
Yeah.
Oh, there's Jeff. If you better be eating that tuna sandwich selfie. You better take a selfie. You better be eating in that shirtless in a cemetery, or it doesn't count. It's the only way to eat tuna. You know that.
Kenny, Jason Halls is evil.
I love Jason. One of the meeting Jason, it was like, all right, I don't care about anything anymore. I met the man that started everything for me, and that's all that matters.
Kenny, Jason has helped you has helped with your current job. Like if it wasn't for all the people that followed ghost hunters and ghost adventures, Kenny wouldn't have anything to, be a skeptic about.
Yeah. So it's Jason's fault.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Kristen didn't watch either one. Of course she didn't. Kristen also claims to not be into the paranormal, but yet here she is.
But yet here she is.
I don't disagree with you, Kenny, on that one. Hey, Kristen. Other Kristen. Ghost Adventures is entertainment. And if you're a smart enough human being to separate the two, all is good. I think Zach's an incredible entertainer and a very smart businessman.
Absolutely.
But that's where I stop at it. I wouldn't look up to him as like that's how I want to ghost hunt at all.
Not at all.
That's how I'd like to market myself and make money off a museum and do all that crap. But otherwise, he hasn't done anything for the field in that department.
Right, for sure. Yeah, I mean, and it's sad because I think the people that followed him, are the ones that, are the ones that do this just for the money. You know what I mean? Like they're not.
Well, it's a crowd of impressionable morons that make the O-face thumbnails for YouTube, and just they're horrible people. Like they've ruined it for people that take it very seriously, like OGs like us that know that ghost hunting is actually pretty damn boring. But when you have those moments of fun every 3 hours of sitting in the dark, that's what the payoff is. It's not a 17-minute clip of us just having all these experiences. It's not how it works. But because these people, we live in a time now with a very short attention span, and that's why people watch that crap, and that's why they make these stupid thumbnails, and it gets them to watch this awful content, and they pass it off as truth.
Yep.
And everyone in this chat room right now is on the same page. We all hate it.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely.
Like I was saying to you beforehand, before we came on, I was like, my YouTube is trash. It's trash because I don't have anything like that on there. Right. It's just more normal, goofy stuff that I do that isn't sensationalized.
Yeah, and that's sad. Like I know that I'm not a techie person, so I don't know how to edit stuff. I don't know how to, I'm too afraid to edit photos, or I'm too afraid to do this. I'm thinking I'm going to mess it up. Anything audio, it's like it's just whatever I heard is what you're going to hear. You know what I mean? Like I don't know how to equalize and get this, and shit, I forget where the fuck I was going with that. ADHD. Yes, I love it. It's just so fantastic when it happens. Oh.
Just roll with it.
So anyway, so I forget what I was going to say about the pictures and all this and that. I don't know where the heck I was going with that. But damn it.
We're just going to get wine drunk anyways. It doesn't matter. Just roll with it.
What were we talking about? Oh, we live in a day and age where
short attention span.
Yeah, short attention span. And here I am. Proving your point. That's why I did that.
Yeah, you just leaning into it a little bit too heavy. That's all.
Yeah, old timers. Thank you. Thank you. So anyway, I'm gonna reel it in for a second. You grew up in the Bridgewater Triangle. Um,
Correct.
so if you guys don't know, I have had Matt on before. You came on and you talked about the Bridgewater Triangle.
Yeah, we did like the 3 triangle episode, right? It was like
Yeah,
Bridgewater. That was cool.
yeah, that was a cool episode. Because I always thought that there was just one triangle, the Bermuda Triangle. That's it. I never
Yep.
knew there were triangles everywhere else. Um, can you talk a little bit about that? Like give everybody a little history of the Bridgewater Triangle?
Yeah. So the Bridgewater Triangle is a roughly 200 square mile area in southeastern Massachusetts, where basically, if something paranormal could happen, there are claims to it have happened. Bigfoot, UFOs, other cryptids, all the paranormal stuff. Basically, everything has been reported at one point or another within these areas. And the easternmost tip, the southeastern tip is Freetown Forest. The western tip is Rehoboth, and then the northern tip, which is where I'm at, is Abington, my hometown. So it's comprised in that area. And over the years, those borderlines have kind of blurred a little bit because obviously they're going to. The term Bridgewater Triangle was coined by Lauren Coleman, who's a well-known cryptozoologist. He's up in Portland, Maine. Fantastic crypto museum up there for anyone that's into that. It's really cool. And that was in the late 70s, early 80s. It was in one of the books that he wrote about his experiences down here. I think that a lot of it, I think everywhere has their local lore,
Yeah,
no matter where you go. But there are some stories that have come out around here that you scratch your head about. It's like, wow, that's kind of intriguing.
yeah,
So I think that lends to a lot of the reason I had so many experiences growing up around here once I started actually paying attention.
right. Yeah, once you knew, like around here, we have the Pine Barrens, and where's the Pine Barrens? The Jersey Devil. I don't believe in the Jersey Devil, but the Pine Barrens in itself are scary.
I can
There,
imagine with a name like Pine Barrens, it has to be scary.
I mean, like back in the day, the mob used that as a dumping grounds. You know what I mean? Like,
Isn't that season 3 Sopranos where Paulie's running through the snow? Isn't that the Pine Barrens?
I think so. Yeah, because I
That's
mean,
like my favorite episode of the whole series.
I love that show was so awesome. Oh, I loved it. But yeah, the Pine Barrens, it's huge. It's got what we call pineys in it, people that live like they literally have their own rules. Like the cops don't even go back there. So whenever
Really?
yeah, like you something in your bio I wanted to talk about too was your urban exploration because I'm fascinated with it and I love it. I would love to do it. Too scared because of this, because growing up around the Pine Barrens and knowing that there's these kind of people that like live in the woods, you
Yeah.
just think they're everywhere. So like, I'm just so afraid to like stumble up. I would die of a heart attack. Die of a heart attack.
I do worry about that sometimes, and I generally when I'm exploring, I take my daughter because it's like that's her life force at this point. Last summer she goes, all I want to do all summer with you is explore. And hi Kim, and I said we'll explore as much as you want, and I've been taking her into these places. She's 15 now, probably 5 or 6 years, and a lot of people are like, oh, you shouldn't be doing that. Well, whatever. She's going to do it on her own if she's not with me. I'd rather she do it with me and she's safe. So we've done it. When we go over to visit her sister, my daughter in Scotland, we go to it's different over there. There's just abandoned castles and shit in the woods over there. You can go to wherever you want. It's unbelievable over there, where the places that we've seen that. And then here you can't even find an abandoned shed, but over there's these Gothic castles from 1800s that were a mental asylum. And we spent hours walking around and it's the best time ever.
And it sounds like I see some of your posts that you put up and it seems like you don't have to worry about wrong-term people.
Well, the good thing is I have an appearance that doesn't say come mess with me. So most
True.
people would leave me alone anyways. But depending on where we are, I'll give you an example. So for Father's Day this past year, I knew she'd want to do some exploring. So I found some local places. I said, I've got 2 places we're going to go. One of them was an abandoned marina near Boston that we went and we found our way into, and that was cool. And then there was this old shitty warehouse that I had driven by before at work, and we got into that building too. The problem with that building is that was definitely like a junkie hangout, because we got in there and then we went into the next room and there's like gross flop mattresses, and then you walk in a little further. I was like, listen, somebody's living in this place. There's like pill bottles, there's needles, and I'm like, this place is absolutely vile. And we left, and then I said, my curiosity is going to destroy my life if we don't go through this building, so we're going to carefully tiptoe through here. And like as we're going through, there's like piss jugs everywhere. So I'm like, there's definitely like homeless junkies living in this place, but we didn't see any. But that's always on the back of my mind, because you don't want to stumble upon somebody like that and then have them try to stab you with a needle or something because you're in their area. And I don't want to disrupt anybody either. I'm not there for doing that. So it is always in the back of my mind that something could happen. But fortunately, I'm a decent sized human being, and I look the way I do, and people generally leave me alone.
Take your hat off and show them your head.
Well, yeah, if I just go into battle with my head down, you know,
they're gonna go, holy shit, where's the holy water?
It's funny because I was working a crowd surfing show. Like my part-time job's concert security, and I do crowd surf crazy shows, catching bodies. And we were working an insane show like 2 weeks ago. And when I get really hot, I just take the hat off. And I had the hat off, and I was up there catching bodies. And this kid I work with afterwards, he comes up and he goes, at one point I looked over and I didn't know that you had that tattoo. I didn't know that was you. I thought somebody had come over and they were trying to get back, and I went to stop you, and then I realized it was you. He's like, you fit right in with all these people. I said, yeah, that's where I live that life.
Wait, while we're talking about this, please tell everybody, because it's my favorite story. One of my favorite stories about you, your pizza tattoo.
It's still one of my favorite tattoos out of all of them.
One of my favorite.
Yeah, so for those of you watching, here it is. That's my piece of pizza. I waited until I hit 40 years old before I tattooed anything on my face. I said, you know, I respect the fact that people think it's insane, but this is my teardrop. This is a memorial for the pizzas that I've murdered over my course of my life, because it's thousands of pizzas, because I love pizza. It's my favorite food. And 6 feet in a way, people will see me and they're like, oh, that's a teardrop. This guy's trash. And then as they get closer, you can watch their demeanor change. They kind of smirk. And it's like, is that pizza? I'm like, oh, it's pizza. And then we have a great conversation. We're laughing. It's my whole personality in one tiny tattoo. It sums me up as a human being, that I take nothing seriously and everything should be fun. And that's it. So
I love it. All right. So sorry for that little mini break. So when you guys are, and first of all, I have to say, I love that you and your daughter do stuff together. I love that. I love that. I love it so much. You know, my dad's no longer here, so every time I hear about father-daughter bonding and father-daughter stuff, it just warms my heart. I love it. So I just want to say that I think you're a great dad. I love
that.
Yeah, I love how much you get to go over and see your baby girl. And so what I want to say is, in Scotland, when you're there, when you're exploring, when you're doing the urban, you don't have to worry too much about people there. Or do they have like the same setup, right? Because I feel like you wouldn't have to worry about like people in the woods, like doing anything to hurt anybody else. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I could be wrong.
So when we were over there last time, we were like, all right, let's see what we can find. And a simple Google search will tell you what's out there. So the couple different castles and that we found, because I think we went to 2 different places or 3 different places, and they were both former mental asylums that were literally built. They were castles, and they were just out in the woods rotting. And the first one we went to was multiple buildings, and there was like workers there, like digging up the road, and we just ran around and kept away from them. We were able to go in all the buildings. There was nobody there.
Oh, so they didn't care you were there. They didn't say anything.
They didn't see us. We're good. Out of sight, out of mind. Because I mean, I'm going to be honest. There's signs. If there's signs, it doesn't mean I'm not going to break anything, but I'm going to enter. That's what I'm.
Disclaimer: Matt isn't telling you to do it.
Yeah.
Just
no, do it. Do it. You only live once, and explore that building. Just come on.
Just do it.
Don't do anything destructive. Don't be that person that wrecks things for everybody else. That's all that matters.
That's true.
Take nothing but photographs.
Yeah. Yeah. It's fun. So now have you had paranormal experiences over in Scotland while exploring these abandoned places and stuff like that? And
Well, so when I've been over in Scotland, I've actually gone on investigations and stuff. I've been to Greyfriars Cemetery numerous times, which is a very known haunted cemetery. I've explored and investigated the vaults, which are Edinburgh, underground Edinburgh. Those are super freaking haunted, and that's a whole different animal because it's literally the underground, and that's the only thing I can kind of compare it to is like when we had Prohibition, we had all that underground hidden stuff. That's what the vaults feel like to me, but they're creepy as hell. And I've gotten feelings. I've never had any full blown experiences over there, but I've gone to some pretty cool places in Scotland that are they're definitely active.
yeah. But you feel like the activity's different, or
I don't. I can't say that the activity's different because I haven't had enough time. Obviously, I grew up here, so I've had
right.
plenty of time to do things here. I think that spirit wise, they're going to be the same no matter where you go.
Mm-hmm.
I've been fortunate with her too. My daughter, we went to Ireland last year and we got to do Lep Castle and the Hellfire
Oh,
Club and all
that's cool.
the list. And standing in the blood chapel of Lep Castle was like a bucket list thing for me that most people, if you don't know what it is, it doesn't mean anything to you. But I was standing there and I said to her, like, you have no idea how long I've waited to come and stand in this room
Well,
of this castle. And it's free. They just let you go there whenever you want. Like the people that own it just walk you through, give you a tour. And the lady was touring us around. She's like, oh, somebody just showed up. I have to go let them in. And I said, all right, can we stay? She said, yeah, do whatever you want. I said, can I take some of these up here? She said, take whatever you want. So I went home with a pile of rocks from Lep Castle's blood chapel. And I'm like, this is the best day of my life.
Wow,
you
that's
know,
cool.
they're very cool about their paranormal over there. I guess it's kind of what I'm getting at. It's accepted, and it's just so much. The history's so much older over there that it's light years behind us. You know, in terms of age.
Well, I was going to ask you where's your favorite place you've been, but I don't think anything can beat that because that really is a bucket list. Like that is really like a place. I don't think I would ever get there. Like I think if I ever ended up at Lep Castle, that would be like a miracle. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, there's a few places I haven't been to yet that are as high on a list as humanly possible. But Lep Castle's way up there. Hellfire Club was way up there for me.
Yeah.
When I went to England and Wales, I got to see some amazing places too. So I'm fortunate to check these places off. But Pavia Island is always going to be my number one in Italy, and there will that I get there. If I have to swim to that island, I will because I'm getting there.
Oh my God, I would love to. I would love to go there.
Dracula's Castle, the other one, and Chernobyl. But you know, Putin's kind of.
I don't know. I was all about Chernobyl until I watched the movie. And I know it's just a movie.
Shit. I want that to happen to me.
No, I don't want crazy people. I'm afraid of wrong-turn people in the Pine Barrens, like in the woods, let alone you add some craziness to like, no, that's exactly the same exact thing that I'm afraid that's in the woods.
That's fair. That's fair. I get that.
I would be, if it was just ghosties, I'm all in. Let's do it.
I get it.
But no, I said, nope. Nope. That movie scared the crap out of me. It would be cool to see the abandoned town, or you know what I mean, like just to see. But I
don't know what this recent war has done to it. That's the problem.
Oh yeah, I don't know. That's true. That's true.
That sucks because I was so close to going there a couple of years ago, and I couldn't put the trip together in time, and it didn't happen. And now I'm like, oh.
That does suck. One of my plays is the White House, which I know would never happen, but the White
fair
House
enough
would be, that's like my number one, and I think it's my number one because, you know, like it's so far out of reach. So
imagine getting the ability to go there and do what we want to do.
You would have to like get equipment approved. Like they would have to like dissect equipment. They would have like, there's no way you wouldn't be able to bring anything in there. I don't think.
Oh, I don't think so either. But you know what? If you become good friends with Uncle Donnie, I don't think he'd say no to anything.
I don't think so either. I think he would think it was cool. I'm like about to write the White House. Like, come on, while you're in it, let's do something epic.
If I ever got to meet him, I would honestly be like, listen, guy, come on. Like, I don't need to go in the Oval Office, but let's go find Lincoln. Let's go talk to a ghost right now.
Yeah.
And of all the presidents, I think he'd be the one that wouldn't even give a crap if we were doing
Well,
it.
I say that too. I'm like, yeah, we do it while we got somebody in there that would be like, this sounds pretty interesting.
Yeah. Imagine that.
Yeah, there's a bunch of people saying hi to you. Sorry.
No, I just checked on the phone. I'm trying to keep up with everybody.
Yeah, sorry, everyone.
Hi, everybody.
So let's talk about Warner Paranormal Preservation Society and the two locations that you are running two locations.
Yeah.
So let's talk about that.
So, like most people, I go through phases where I get so burnt out of the paranormal, and it's mainly because of the people.
Yep.
Like everyone, we all love the paranormal for the reasons we love it. I needed a new purpose, and I wanted a reason to continue to put my efforts into the paranormal and make an. I like to make an impact. Whatever I do, I want it to be with purpose. Shut up, Kristen. She's loving. She gets to hear my shitty accent all night. She's gonna love this.
I love your accent.
I don't honestly notice it, but on camera, it's probably horrific. So everybody, you're welcome. Everybody, I live in Boston, south of Boston. So the first location that I secured for the society was Hartsuff Hall, which is in Rockland, and it's the Grand Army. It's a Grand Army of the Republic Hall, which was built as a meeting hall for Civil War veterans and their families, a place for them to kind of get together. It's a building I knew about growing up. It's a town over from where I grew up, so I used to drive by it once in a while, and it's got cannons out front. So as a boy, you see that, it's like, I need to know what this is. Like, I want to go in this building, and I was always fascinated by it. So not long before the pandemic, a friend of mine I wound up finding out that he was a member of the association that meets at that building. And I said, listen, I need to get in there. I just want to ghost hunt it. That's it. And I kept harassing him. I was like, let me get in there. Let me get in there. And he got me in touch with people. And I could tell they didn't really care. They're like, yeah, you can come in, whatever. They weren't like excited about it. So I kind of let it go. But internally, I never let it go because it's all I thought about. And the pandemic hit. And I knew at that point, I said, okay, there's going to be nothing going on in that building. They're not going to have any money coming in. They're going to need fundage somehow. And so I kept telling them, like, I have an idea. Present my idea. I want to run some paranormal stuff out of here. See if it's haunted first. If it is, we can run some events and bring some money in. Every month I'd harass them about this. And it finally got to the point where they were like, we need to find a way to make money. He's like, well, I know a guy. They said, all right. It's kind of weird.
That knows a guy that knows.
Yeah, exactly. Now these they're all Civil War reenactors. That's their bread and butter. That's what they like to do. I like to talk to things that I can't see. Everybody's got their hobby. So I went in, presented myself at the meeting. Everybody liked the idea, thought it was a good idea, except the guy that was in charge of everything.
Of course.
And it's not that he didn't like the idea, but he was very hesitant. He said, well, we're very worried that this is going to be a place that people are going to think is spooky and kids are going to break in. And I said, listen, dude, kids don't leave the house anymore. They're in their basements. They don't come out anymore. That was my generation. And I'm an adult now. So I'm asking you permission to be here. And he said, well, we don't want it to be known that. So I said, all right, I'll give it a different name for the paranormal so that it has its own identity so that people aren't confusing things. And he said, well, we would really prefer if it was a member. And I said, what is a membership? What do I need to do? And he said, well, it's some paperwork and, it's $20. And I literally laughed. I took out my wallet. I said, here's $20. Let's fill this paperwork out. I want to do this. I want to be a part of this. So I am now a member. I have been for years. And they let me slowly start coming in and doing some investigations, build up some evidence. Because I wanted to see. I'm not one of those people that I'm going to be like, hey, come on in. What the fuck? I'm not going to be like, oh, yeah, this place is haunted. I want you to figure it out.
Wait, what was that?
It fell in the kitchen. Scared the shit out of me. Are you asking me if I need a refill? Because I'm almost going to need a refill. It literally scared the shit out of me because I don't even think that bell's ever. So the first time with myself and the group investigated it, we had experiences like some bitch, this place is active. So we built that up. We started doing events, and now it's almost 4 years we've been there, and they love us. And I've been very successful with having people come through. Jason Hawes did 3 nights there.
Yeah. So
I
you
got
can
to hang.
stay there. So you can stay there.
No, he
Oh,
didn't stay. He lives close enough where he came back and
oh,
forth.
I got you.
He had a hotel. But he did 3 nights there. I've done one overnight there, and I try not to do them because I hated it. It was just like, I'll tell this story. I don't tell fast stories. So if you got a timer, you're gonna be like, dude, you need to wrap this shit up. I did a New Year's Eve event there a couple of years ago, and it was like 7 or 8 people, and we were gonna do the overnight. Everybody except 2 freaking people decided they were gonna go home, and I'm like, dude, like,
Oh,
why can't everybody just go home so I can go home?
yeah.
So I had 2 friends of mine there. They had come all the way down from Maine. I knew they weren't going home, and that's cool. So it's like 1 a.m. We've set up our sleeping arrangements on the first floor. They're down one end of this room, and dude's got a CPAP machine, so he's like Darth Vader. He's not hearing shit. He's sleeping. It's like a machine going off down there. I'm laying in the middle of the floor on an air mattress. I'm tucked in like Nosferatu, like this, blanket up to my eyeballs because I'm terrified. And I realized I now have to take a piss. And the problem is when you think about it, you have to go. You
Yeah.
can't go back. You're not going to sleep now. You have to deal with it.
Is
So
there
I'm like,
heat?
yeah, there's heat.
Oh, okay.
There's heat, there's bathroom and everything. So now I have to like peel myself out of the covers. I run to the bathroom across the way. I get back in. I'm back in my covers like this. And in my freaking ear, I hear someone go, Matt. And I'm like, nope. And I look over, I'm like, please tell me that Vader woke up. And I look over there, they're sound asleep. And I'm like, God damn it. And right in my ear again, Matt. So now I take the covers and I put them up over my head and tuck my head back down like this. I'm under the blanket. You can't see me. And I'm not happy. I'm not having a good time. And at this point, I hear footsteps walk away from me out into the foyer.
Wow.
The steps walk up the stairs and they walk across the floor up above me.
Wow.
I'm like, man, I hate this place. And I just know that it was one of the spirits letting me know that they were there with me. They know I don't like to be alone in there. They know they can mess with me, that I get scared, so they do all the time. It's gotten a little bit quieter now because they're used to me, but that was early on in our time there, and they had a great time messing with me.
That's awesome.
So I haven't done a sleepover there it's almost 3 years.
What a cool experience to have, though. I mean, when you think about it, I'm sure at the time it was a little unnerving. You know what I mean?
At the time, it sucked every dick on the block. It was horrible.
But I mean, afterwards, you gotta look back and think like, wow, that was because not a lot of people get to experience that stuff.
Yeah, I'm very fortunate. I have some abilities. I shut them off as best I can because I don't really want to deal with it. And also, as an empath, they find us. So, no, you're not welcome.
Yeah, me and the peaches. All the peaches are going to come up to Boston.
well, you should. The hall's a great time, and then the place I'm sitting in right now is the House of Hirt and Payne because that's where I live. So, interestingly enough, with the House of Hirt and Payne, the same guy that got me into the hall is the current owner of this place.
Oh, okay.
Many years ago, the previous owner and her son lived here. She was 100 years old and she passed away in the house. And for about a month after she passed away, her son would hear her talking to him in the middle of the night. He'd come down to check on her, realize, oh, she's gone already. This kept happening to him. He took her bed, took it outside, cut it up, and got rid of it. And because he was that bugged out. So my buddy knew I did the paranormal stuff, and he said, hey, can you come and investigate the house, for Ed? And I said, yeah, that's fine. So I came and investigated the place, and we got some activity. And I said, there's definitely something here. It doesn't feel like bad or anything, but there's something going on in this place. And fast forward, we'll say 4 years. I've been here for 2.5 years at this point. And Ed, the guy, he wanted to retire, move down to Florida. So my buddy was telling me this. I said, well, it's not going to change your life. I said, but if you wind up taking over the house, we can do some paranormal stuff out of it, because obviously we know it's active. So that was what we decided to do. And he worked on it for quite a long time, getting, because these people lived here for 80 years, this one family, and there was 3 families prior to them. The house is 126 years old, I think.
Isn't it amazing
No, what the hell year is it?
Isn't it
190.
amazing to be able to like sit in your house and like walk around and know that people that long ago were living their life and walking around in this house and doing, you know what I mean? And it just,
Yeah.
the history, just, I could literally sit in there and close my eyes and just imagine, each family being there, running around on those floors and running up, you know what I mean? Like, and just living their life just like you are.
Yeah. And I know that they're happy that I'm here living here, because I've brought life back into the house.
Yeah.
I've made it my own. Like this room that I'm sitting in, when I was creating this room, she didn't like it. And I knew that. Like, I was like, don't worry about it. Like, this is my style of stuff, but try to make it more comfortable for everybody. So about 2 weeks before I moved in here, I was standing in the kitchen and I was talking to the landlord, my friend, and the bedroom where she passed away, her bedroom is off the kitchen. And I'm talking to him, and I look, and she's just standing there right at her bureau looking at me, just like a regular ass person. And I looked at her and I looked at him. I said, no one's here. He goes, no, it's just me and you. I said, well, Dorothy's right there. Like, she was literally just looking at me. And so I've not seen a full body apparition very many times in my life. That was 3. And that's where I'm at right now. It's the 3rd time. And she knows I'm here. Her husband passed away in the same room 40 years prior. 2 other people passed away in this house, previous owners. And it's just an active place. And I remember that when I moved in here, I originally moved in here to just be like a caretaker. It was going to be like a stop along the road for me. The first 3 weeks I lived here, when I would go upstairs to go to bed, I would shut that door and I wouldn't come out no matter what. There was no way I was coming out of that bedroom. If I had to pee, I'd pee my pants. I wasn't getting out of that bed. I was so scared because the house would talk to you. I would hear footsteps. I would hear voices, and I would hear all these things. And after I kind of made a foothold here and explained vocally out loud what I wanted to do and what I'm doing, they got used to it. They don't like my music. I get that. My decor isn't their thing either, but we're there's still a lot of stuff here of theirs, originals.
Oh,
So,
really?
oh yeah, cool. Half the house is still filled with their shit, and then I've got
Wow,
like
that's awesome.
yeah, it's kind of cool. Like this room, like I'm sitting in their old ass couch. Those covers for the recliners, those were theirs.
Wow.
So there's a lot of original stuff in this house that I've kind of just blended my things in with it.
That is
I've
so cool.
My autopsy table's in the kitchen as my kitchen table. That was what I needed. Get that back.
That's cool. I saw when you posted about that. So Matt has an autopsy table as his kitchen table. I'm like, can you get any cooler, Matt?
I could try.
You get ice cold. Seriously, like I think it's so cool. Like, and I love that you made that whole spot, the whole place your space as well. But you're also respecting the unseen residents as well. Like,
Yeah, and I talk to them all the time. I talk to the house. I let them know. I say hi, goodbye, good morning, good night, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Because I know.
So what kind of? Sorry, go ahead.
That's all right. No, I was just finishing up with that.
Yeah. I was going to say, well, what kind of, I mean, you're kind of answering this as we're talking, but, you see apparitions, you hear voices, and so is this somewhere it's your home? You don't let people investigate, do you?
I do, but I'm kind of choosy because obviously I don't want every weirdo under the sun in my house at this point.
True.
But I do offer the place up for investigations.
You mean the Peaches could investigate the house of Hirt and Payne?
You could.
We're a rowdy bunch.
Well, I think the house can handle that.
We're respectful. That's
all that matters. And I'm kind of like not a gatekeeper, but for lack of a better term, I'm a gatekeeper. So if there's someone with the piss, there's no piss room. What are you talking about?
Because you said if I had to go to the bathroom, I would piss my pants.
Well, that's my goddamn bedroom. You're not staying in there anyways. That's my space. But no, so interestingly enough, I filmed some stuff last night with local news at the hall for a big segment they're doing for Halloween. So my friend came down from New Hampshire. He stayed at the house last night, so he didn't have to drive home, and he stayed downstairs. And I got up this morning and I said, "Oh man, you get some sleep?" He said, "Yeah, I slept a little bit." He goes, "So do you have a cat?" I said, "No, I don't. I don't have a cat." He goes, "You shitting me?" I said, "No, I don't have a cat." And he goes, "Well, there's a cat here or something." He's like, "Something kept pulling at my blankets, and it was like rubbing against the couch, and I saw it walk by me, and I wasn't even asleep." I said, "Well, the previous owners always had a black cat named Emmy, and when that cat would pass away, they would get another black cat and name it Emmy."
Oh, wow.
They did it for decades. I don't know how many versions of Emmy there was, but there was a lot of them. So I was like, that's the first I've ever heard of it. I've never experienced the ghost cat, but that was pretty cool. And that was just last night. So
That is cool.
there's a lot of different experiences in here.
I think Jessica is speaking about the hall. She said, "Didn't we do one of the first overnights? Place is definitely cool."
That was New Year's Eve. You didn't stay overnight. It was just Brad and Tabitha that stayed overnight. No, Jess was the first person to come to this house.
Oh, and do an overnight there at the house?
There was no overnight here.
Oh.
There's been a couple, but Jess didn't stay here overnight. I know Howie, who was in here early, he stayed here overnight. Actually, his friggin' air mattress bag's still here somewhere.
Kristen said she'll be at the hotel.
There's 3 hotels in town, so you're good.
So, but now the Triangle, do you think adds to a lot of the paranormal stuff that goes on in these locations?
If I'm going to be honest, no. I look at it this way. So New England, specifically the area that I'm in, it stretches quite down also. King Philip's War happened up here. And King Philip's War is not something that's very known or very spoken about. When you stayed where?
The H&M.
The clothing store? What the hell's H&M? What are you talking about, Jess? You just confused me.
She just corrected. I'm sorry. She corrected. H&P. Hirt and Payne.
You spent the night here? Was that before I lived? Was that before I lived here though? That might have been before I lived here.
Maybe that's what she's talking about. Before you lived there, she said. Before you lived there.
All right, fair. All right. Well, congratulations, and you survived.
And then
I can't track anything. I remember what I have for breakfast.
Ajing, who's I want to just give a shout out because she's in Indonesia and she's watching. She's a very faithful Paranormal Brew.
You're watching Indonesia. That is what day and month is it in Indonesia?
I ask her that all the time. I'm like, what time is it there?
I got a friend in Australia. She's always talking to me. I was like, what year is it? Well, I don't even. Where are you?
Ajing is awesome. Ajing will be an avid fan of Warner Paranormal Preservation Society now that you've been on, and she's just a lovely person. I love her.
Well, I appreciate that. We set the bar very low, so expectations don't need to be brought up too much.
She loves everybody. She's a loving human being. I love her. So yeah. So you don't think that the Triangle adds to it. You just think that, I mean, because triangles tend to have that story. I don't know what word I'm looking for, but that legend and that story of having a little bit of everything: aliens, cryptids, paranormal. And then you have to look at. This is too, technical for me, but people are like ley lines and this and that, and I'm like, okay.
Well, that's just it. When you start getting into ley lines, what else are you going to bring up? Like the tilt of the Earth's axis on this day, and the way the stars were aligned. You can continue. You can basically infinitely go on for descriptions if you wanted to. What I was touching on was like the King Philip's War, which was a really violent war. Basically, it was the settlers, and they just came in and genocided all the Indians everywhere.
Right.
That happened all across New England. That happened on the land that the Conjuring House is built upon, also, for those that didn't know. So
Didn't know.
that was what happened with so the epicenter of the Bridgewater Triangle is what's called the Hockomock Swamp. And Hockomock is a native word, and it has something to do with devil. I'm never going to remember it. I'm also not going to pretend and give you guys fake ass history that I don't know. I'm not one of those people. But the epicenter of Hockomock Swamp, it's a 16,000 acre swamp, and that was part of King Philip's War also. So my thought is all the bloodshed that happened on these lands is what's creating all of these things, not necessarily just because it's a specific area. I think it goes much further, and the borders are much more blurred.
Yeah. Native American, I have such a healthy respect fear for. I
Yeah,
feel
absolutely.
like a Native
And I
American.
said that's not even right anymore. Native Americans.
What? Is that right?
I said Indians like it's 1985, so I meant to say Native Americans.
No, I would say Indians or Native Americans, either or. You know what I mean? Like I mean, that's what I mean, no, I think when I say Native American, I think more of like, because me and the Peaches were at Hinsdale House, and I'm not familiar with Native American Indian tradition and stuff like that, but I do know that some of the music were stories, right? So some of the drumming music and stuff like that were stories and everything. I'm just not too familiar and comfortable to be able to um I don't know, do anything to try to connect, or try to connect with a Native American spirit, or I have a healthy fear of that, because you always hear like, oh, it's Native American, and and all this stuff was happening until uh, uh, give back to the land, and you do this and you do that, So we were at Hinsdale House, and they were playing the drum and music, and I gotta tell you, I felt a little uneasy just because I don't know, I'm unfamiliar with it,
Yeah.
and um and later on, we were out there, and what looked like a very large bear started coming towards us, and I'm like, oh my god! I literally pulled a
No thanks.
dude. I pulled a dude run. I ran over Megan to get into the house. I was like, "That's a bear," but like I can't help but to think like, were we like drumming something up? Like, were we like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so
That's something you don't understand, and you don't know what you're getting yourself into. And I'm fully like, you think about like Wendigos and Skinwalkers. I'm cool.
no,
I don't need that experience.
yeah, no, I don't either.
I believe that you believe in that. That's cool. Like, we'll leave it at that.
Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
take my vanilla white people ghosts all day.
Casper. That's what I say. I'm like, I'm down with Casper all day long. And anybody that just, like in your case with your house, people that have lived there, that stay there, and I'm cool with all that,
Yeah.
even family. You know what I mean? And I had a ghost cat experience early on when I first started investigating. You know what I mean? I've only had two in my whole whatever, but even that's cool. Anything else? Nope.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to see a Bigfoot. I don't want to see a Mothman. I don't.
Oh, I want to see it all. I want to see absolutely everything.
I don't.
Make me believe in all of those things.
Yeah, no. I want to see an apparition. I would love to see an apparition like what you saw. You know what I mean? I would love to experience that. I did see something weird one time, and I'll make this quick, but the American Horror Story, the first season.
Yeah.
Remember the guy all in black?
Yeah, the gimp suit.
Yeah, like it was like looked like a pleather black suit that he had on. I saw the back of something that looked like that for like like not even 3 seconds, 5 seconds, whatever. Like for the shortest amount of time, but I saw the back of that. And I don't know what I saw or what I experienced. I wasn't scared. It was too fast. It happened too fast. Like I was like, what was that? you know? Um so that's the only time I ever really like saw anything. But I would love to see, I think I would love to see an apparition.
It catches you off guard. I can tell you that much right now, because you don't expect it. And anyone that's like, "Oh, I see him all the time," no, you don't.
Right.
If you do, you're living the sixth sense life, and you see dead people all the time. And there are people that can do that. I would never want to do it.
I don't.
I don't want to
Definitely not
experience
that.
black-eyed children. Fuck that.
No way.
That sounds like I'm never sleeping again.
No way. I don't want to. So how do people get to investigate the hall? Like, do they contact you? Do they contact the hall? Like, how do people get to do that?
They can contact me directly. Our website, warnerparanormal.com, has all the information about the hall and the house.
WarnerParanormal.com.
Yep.
All right, I'm gonna
It's
put it
the greatest website on the entire internet.
up. Except for Paranormal Brews. No, I'm kidding. I don't have a
Yeah,
website.
it's second only to Pornhub, from what I hear.
I
I
can't.
wouldn't know.
Huh?
Yeah, no, we run events there. We do private rentals at both locations. Like I said, I don't gatekeep the house, but I live here, so if I don't know you or somebody doesn't vouch for you, you're not coming here. But other than that, like the hall, everything, we hook it up, and
Awesome.
we have electricity and all that good stuff in
Yeah.
indoor plumbing. So
So
we do year.
could people do both? Like do like the hall one night and do H&P the next another night?
Yeah, we used to do things, we call that like the weekend special. We do combination prices for things like that. And
Oh, cool.
see, the beautiful thing about what I'm doing with the preservation side of things, I'm not doing this to make money. I'm not doing this to get rich. The money goes back to preserving these locations. So prices are extremely low in comparison to everything else around here. I'm not going to name places, but we all know places in the New England area that are absolutely bonkers for prices now. And I laugh at it. I'm like, who's paying somebody's mortgage to go for one night? I don't get it. So
Yeah.
we don't do anything like that. We don't take advantage of people. We want people to come out and get their paranormal research in and experience a cool place and see what they can find.
Do you find that a lot of people get a lot of the same, like, is a lot of the same stuff popping up with investigations, like, EVPs, or people getting the same, a lot, like, same type of activity?
At the hall, there's a lot of people experiencing the same stuff. The common thing with the hall is the footsteps that everybody hears, shadow people, and interactions with a specific spirit up in the attic. So that's become pretty common over there. The house hasn't been as readily investigated, so it's kind of spread out over that. But people have a lot of similar experiences here as well.
That's awesome. Kim said the Peaches are going to Boston soon.
Well, I guess you guys are gonna have to come up.
Yeah. A Jing, I'm going to read this as best I can. So she said, I hope one day Paranormal Brew, Matt Warner, and other American investigators can explore haunted locations in Indonesia and mystical places in various provinces. Yeah, that would be cool.
If you know places, I love travel. I'll travel pretty much anywhere. I don't know what else Indonesia. What do you have? Is your food good? If I can't eat, I can't go. I have a year old, so I have to find some good food. But if you got good food, I'll come check out Indonesia.
Yeah. Yeah, so that'd be fun. That would be fun, actually. Actually, I was watching a show last night about, it was called the Hollywood Con Queen. I'm a huge, like, documentary person. Like, I love true crime and ID on Discovery, all that shit. And it was like called the Hollywood Con Queen. And this person was from Indonesia, was pretending to be all these Hollywood producers and having people flying to Jakarta. I think I'm saying that right. Jakarta, Indonesia.
Yeah.
Like some guy spent like 55,000 thinking that he was going to get like this big break in the industry. I mean, like, but they over.
You don't have to pay for that stuff. They pay to fly you out, you idiots.
Listen, well, they always say that. Well, they explain that. They said, in our industry, it's not unlikely for people to reimburse you. Like, okay, pay to come out here and we reimburse. So, and there was, over the course of 5 to 10 years, this person scammed over 400 people, over $1 million.
So what? They would just take their money and then these people would fly out and no one would be there.
And it was crazy that it was like, you have to see it. It was absolutely insane. I'm watching this with my mouth open, like, how did these people fall for this? But they literally in detail go step by step what happened to them and how it eventually mentally, emotionally, they were like so involved that they were blinded by you know what I mean? Like, because the things that these people would, or this person was like doing was, and they would Google to see if what they were, the information was correct. So they were like, these people were looking into it, you know what I mean?
Wow.
And like the information was matching up of where these people were going to be at and this and that. Like, and there was a couple people that caught on pretty early. Like one couple, they were only $3,000 out, and they were like, oh, something's fishy here. We don't like it. They jumped ship. But they was a couple people. I mean, like, it was crazy. Like, it was so crazy what this person did. So I was actually gonna ask a Jing about it because it was a big story. But yeah, I fell asleep at the end, so I don't even know how it ended. But that's all I know about Indonesia. So she said, Matt, oh wait a minute, hold on. She said, Matt, you should try lamb skewers. I'm gonna skip that.
I've never tried lamb. I don't know if I can do it, but I would probably do it.
I can't do it.
All right, Kyle, we got to get that. If we're going to go to Indonesia, we got to get the Patreon or the OnlyFans going. Kyle was the one who was here last night and had the ghost cat experience. He's part of society, so.
Oh, really? That's so
Yeah.
cool. Jessica says only 3,000. I know that did sound funny. It's 3,000 is a lot of money for me, but
3K is a lot less than 50K.
yeah, but for these people, because they're in that industry, you know what I mean? Like, they have a little bit of money. A lot of these people, obviously, you know, to be able to give out that much money. But like I said, that was the lowest that anybody put out. And when you think about how many people, 400 people, 400 different people, it was crazy. I couldn't believe what I was watching.
People are so gullible.
Yeah. Lamb is amazing. I can't do it. I love animals too much.
Oh, as long as I don't know the animal, I'm going to eat it. But I've never had a desire to try lamb.
Yeah, no, me neither. All right, Matt. Well, we hit our hour. Is there anything that you want to talk about that we didn't talk about?
I mean, to all my haters, you can kiss my ass.
Woo-ha! There we are.
we know
You're gonna hear a
Paranormal
Brew.
They're all watching, even though they've all got me blocked for no reason. So, no, I mean, I guess it's Woo Wednesday. I like to do Woo Wisdom. I'm one of those people that I will be friends with anyone that's cool in my book. And if you don't get along with someone, that's a problem that isn't mine. So I have found that in this fickle ass field of paranormal people, that some people can't handle being friends with others when others can't be friends with them, if that makes sense. Grow the fuck up. Because you know what? I don't care about what your beef is. I don't care what you've been through. If that person's never done me wrong and they're cool with me, I'm cool with them.
Right.
You got this whole subset of AARP card carrying boomer ghost hunters that can't handle the fact that people are friends with they don't like. Get a fucking life or go find a new hobby, man. Like, it's ridiculous. Like, I don't do any of this for money. I do it because I enjoy it. I do it because I want to preserve some history. And at the end of the day, if that's not cool, that's great. See yourself out of here, because no one has time for that stuff, you know?
Yeah.
And we all have those people that are just going to dislike us for no reason. And that's a them problem. I get up every day. I still have to go to work, whether somebody likes me or not. I still have to get up and do my thing. But I also like to still get out there and do my thing because I'm enjoying it.
Yeah.
And you block out that noise. Do it for yourself.
Yeah. And that's the thing, like what I went through over like a year and a half to 2 years, it literally almost broke my passion for what
it'll do that. Like, I'm locally getting blacklisted by people that don't like me because I don't put up with shit. Yeah. And it's like, well, joke's on you. You're a dickhead. Everybody knows it. I just speak my mind and you can't handle it because you're worried I'm going to call you out. Like, and also people also understand that I'm one of those people. I keep receipts. So I got receipts on everybody. Like, that's why people don't talk about me publicly. You know, they just kind of quietly disappear. And that's cool too. But I don't also I don't talk shit because it's not worth it. I don't care what you're doing.
Yeah.
Yes, Kristen, the boomer rumors.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, and that's the thing. What's crazy is that a lot of them think you are not you, but I mean, like, when it's, it's like this, it's like this ongoing, like to stay relevant, there has to be an issue. Like, you know what I mean? Like, or else you're not hearing about anything or anybody. So it's like, it's almost like that it just gets started. Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
At the end of the day, we have what is arguably one of the stupidest hobbies on earth. We walk around in the dark talking things we can't see, but we believe they're there. Why are we not supporting each other in our absolute lunacy instead of chopping each other down?
Because people are greedy.
I don't understand at all. But
I don't get it either, but to me, it stems down to money and wanting to be on TV.
Yeah. And you know what? Like, paranormal TV doesn't exist anymore, so get over it. Mm-hmm. And money, like if you're trying to make a career out of the paranormal, you missed your calling 15 years ago. Plain and simple. There isn't career money in that shit anymore. I know tons of my friends that were on TV and did TV shows. They work their regular jobs still, and then they hustle and go to conventions to make extra money.
Yeah, for sure.
What are you doing?
Yep. Shout out Big Ben. He's watching from Australia. Thank you.
Oh, we got another Australian. I love it. Thank you.
Down under.
Shit, it's got to be Saturday over there by now.
Yeah, like it's crazy. Like, and you know what? I look back and I'm like, why did I put so much effort into defending my name and defending myself and trying to fight for my integrity? Like, the people that know me and they love me and they support me. Like, the only people that I was really fighting with are the people that believed I was this bad person, that I was being told that I was this bad person. I'm not going to change their mind.
Yeah. No matter what you do, you're not going to change their mind. And the sooner you realize that, the better off you're going to be.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
I used to worry about that so much. Like, oh man, like, because I'm one of those people. I treat everyone with respect. I try to be nice to everybody. I give you the benefit of the doubt way too much. And it used to really bother me. Like, oh, why doesn't so and so like me? Now I'm like, I really don't care.
Yeah,
that's your problem. And like, I'm still doing my life, and I'm still having fun living it. And if that bothers you, even better.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I snapped and I was like, you know what? I'm not doing this anymore. You can fight with air. I don't care. I am not fueling the fire no more. You can say what you want. You can do what you want. Do whatever you want to do. That's going to make you feel better when you wake up in the morning. To be, if you want to be that ugly person, be that ugly person. But I'm not gonna help you be that ugly person.
Exactly, and don't put energy into what they've got going on. That's the best thing you can do. And like, I've been doing this for a really long time, and I've been in the public eye for a very long time, and I have encountered so many people that are just opportunist user loser. And once you realize that, it's like, oh yeah, they just used me for a little bit because they needed something from me, and then I got discarded. That's cool. Life goes on. You know, who gives a shit? Kyle's trash. Absolutely. New Hampshire. That's what you get when you go to New Hampshire. You just get trash.
Alex, you're not an AARP. He said I have my card.
Yeah, it's I don't know. You know, if you just focus, the wisdom I want to impart, which is whatever, focus and do it for what you like doing it for, and don't worry about anyone else.
Yeah.
Whatever it is you like doing in the paranormal, why you're doing it, just focus on that and nothing else, and that's all that matters.
Yeah.
Really, stop trying to impress people. You're not going to impress people. You're not going to convince anyone go surreal. Do it for yourself.
Yeah. Yeah, you have to. It literally almost stole my passion. And I'm glad it didn't, because I didn't get in this. I'm in competition with nobody. I'm in competition with nobody. I'm not trying to prove anything to anybody. I'm trying to prove it to myself. So
yep, same here.
Yeah. So like, I honestly, like, I just, I'm like, just go away. Act like I never existed. You never knew me, and just go about your business and leave me alone.
Yeah.
Just leave me alone. Let me do my thing. I just want to
stay in your lane.
Yeah. Like, I just want to ghost hunt with my girls, my peaches, and you know what I mean? And my friends, and do my show and have fun. That's what I want to
Yeah.
do. I just want to find ghosts.
Yeah,
Leave me alone.
exactly. That's it.
Let me see. Big Ben. The world is ugly enough at the moment without all that. I know. Yeah, but they don't. I mean, they're probably fucking each other over and behind their backs. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm just happy that I don't have that type of people in my life anymore.
Yep. Same here.
I have trust in all of my close knit circles, so I'm happy about that. That's all I need. Let them ghost you. Yeah, please, for the love of God. All right, Matt. It's been wonderful, sweetheart. Thank you so much for coming on.
I appreciate getting to come back on.
Yeah. We'll have to do it again, and oh my God. What? Fear the Living. Taryn says she's not in competition with anyone, but she did try to get the FCC to cancel. Shut up.
Well, what we need to do is get you and the group up to the hall and do a live one from the hall.
Yes, absolutely. That would be so cool. We could do that.
Yeah.
But I don't edit or anything. Like I go live because I don't know how to do any of that. So I go live.
Because I'm lazy as shit. I'm not editing, and guess what? You saw a ghost. That's great. That's on you.
Yeah. I love you, babe. Yeah. It's live. It's definitely live. Like I don't edit. I don't whatever. It's like what you see is what you get. So
yeah,
definitely. I would love to. That would be so fun. That would be so fun. Peaches need to investigate with Matt. See, now they're all jumping in and saying we're coming. So I think the Peaches want to come up there.
I think it's a good idea.
Bye. See you in Boston.
What time I meeting you guys at Logan? Is that tomorrow morning?
Yeah. We got to bring Kristen with us, she said.
Okay. Oh, she's gonna make me make bar pizza if that's the case. God damn it.
Oh, you make pizza?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, definitely. Now you told me I'm going to make
addiction.
Whether Kristen goes or not, you are making you. I want you to listen to me. You are making it. I would. Can you please make it? What?
That's much better. At least you asked nicely. Yes, I will.
I mean, in my head, I'm like, no, you need to make it. But can you please make it? All right, Matt. I'm gonna let you go. Love you, brother. Thank you so much.
Appreciate it. Good to be back on.
Yeah, definitely. Everybody, please go. Yeah, please go check out Warner Paranormal Preservation Society. Matt Warner. He's on a lot of the social media platforms. Check out the hall, the HMP, and if you want an investigation, it's warnerparanormal.com. Yeah, and please share the show out, not for me, not for Paranormal Brew, but for Matt and the Warner Paranormal Preservation Society. I greatly would appreciate it. So Matt, thank you. And then
much appreciated. Thank you.
Sweet dreams.